Mr. Speaker, I'd like to yield 5 minutes to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Roy.
The gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank the Speaker. I thank the gentlelady from Indiana. Let's just make sure the American people know the truth. Parents have the right to know what their children are being taught. Parents have the right to be heard. Parents have the right to see the school budget and spending. Parents have the right to protect their child's privacy. Parents have the right to keep their children safe. That is what my Democratic colleagues are objecting to. And notice how they're objecting. Notice what they're trying to do. It is a page as old as time in the Democratic playbook. Fear-mongering, racial division, peddling the lies of hatred, saying that somehow the legislation that would empower parents and give parents the right to know what their child is being educated with, know what they're being told, that somehow that is going to lead to banning of books. What they're afraid of is they're afraid of a parent being able to come in armed with the information of what is being taught their children, armed with what is in the library, and holding school boards accountable, holding their educators accountable. That is precisely what my Democratic colleagues do not want to occur. They are afraid of the sunshine going into the classrooms because they know that after COVID, the veil has been lifted on a corrupted education system that has for too long been indoctrinating our children with racial division and hatred. Parents are now awakened. They have seen what has been occurring behind the veil because the veil was lifted. My colleagues go around peddling the fears of banned books, completely inaccurately trying to claim that books were banned in Duval County that weren't banned. Books that were either not ordered, when in fact there are an average 13 books about Rosa Parks in every elementary school in Duval County. That's the truth. Nobody wants to pull books about Rosa Parks. Nobody wants to pull books about Roberto Clemente. But if there is legislation passed to make sure that we stop the ridiculousness of books being put in front of our kids, and then people go, let's pull books and look at it to make sure what's in it. And then they decide to put those books back when they pass muster. That's what my colleagues want to say are being banned. What they do not want to talk about are the books that my colleague from South Carolina just talked about. They don't want to talk about Flamer, a graphic book about young boys performing sexual acts at a summer camp. They don't want to talk about that. Who does? Bunch of fringe leftist groups that want to stick that stuff in our schools for our kids to have to read? Or how about This Book is Gay, a book containing instructions on, quote, the ins and outs of gay sex. This is what we want being put in the schools for our children? Our Democratic colleagues do not want you, the American people, you, the parents, to know this. That's what this is about. My Democratic colleagues do not want parents to know that information. They don't. They have a bill in front of them that literally gives parents the rights to know that, and they are opposing it and opposing it with force. Now to my colleagues who say, well, this is sticking the federal government into the tent of local government. I say to them, well, welcome to the club of actually being concerned about federal government overreach. I agree. So I hope they will support my amendment then that would strike all the language and block grant the dollars to the states. But they don't want to do that, ladies and gentlemen, because they want to meddle. They just want to meddle the way they want to. They don't want to have a clean elimination of the Department of Education. I support my colleague Thomas Massey's bill to do that. My Democratic colleagues do not. My Democratic colleagues will not support a block grant to states because they want to meddle. They want to interfere. They just don't want parents to know the truth. And that is the dirty little secret. And with that,